Welcome, welcome, welcome to New Entrepreneurial Women's event, weekly event that is all things personal growth and development, and especially as it pertains to becoming an entrepreneur and the mindset shift that requires. Last week, we talked a little bit about Pierce Steele's book called The Procrastination Equation, and how he has turned that into a mathematical equation. Motivation, motivation, and the energy that it takes to achieve something is equal to your is equal to the value that you place on the goal that you have set and your expectation that you can achieve that goal divided by your impulsivity, how distracted you get, times the delay, or how far off into the future is the deadline or your timeline, excuse me, for that goal. So today we're going to focus specifically on the impulsivity, the distraction factor. So first, I would like you to think about your overall energy level and your motivation level for achieving your own goal, because if we can put a number on it, we can really look at it and see where we're lacking. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how really motivated are you to achieve your big goal? And then rate the other things too. E times V, your expectancy level times the value that you put on that goal. What is the number on a scale of 1 to 10? How much do you believe that you can achieve that goal? Not just even how much you believe that that goal is achievable, because we tend to believe things are achievable for other people, for someone else. How much do you believe that you can achieve that goal? That's your expectancy level. Then the value, the V, expectancy times value. How much do you value that goal? How bad do you want it? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 there. And then divide that expectancy times value by your impulsivity. How distracted do you get? On a scale of 1 to 10, how impulsive are you? Do you pick up your phone every time it makes a ding? Do you pick up your phone even when it isn't dinging, just because it's a procrastination, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's a fear-based aversion technique that so many of us use, especially when our phones are always at our fingertips. How distracted do you get on a scale of 1 to 10? Then I know we're always taught to set goals, smart goals, in the way that we have a specific deadline, and that's great. But if your deadline is too far out in the future, then we tend to be less motivated. Our back isn't against the wall enough, in other words. So we need to set those micro goals and make our deadlines on a much shorter time frame. So Pierce Steele, in his book, The Procrastination Equation, talks about impulsivity being the number one. It's the number one poison to our motivation. It's the killer of our motivation. And he also talks about the solution being one of the simplest. It's not easy, but it is quite simple. The simplest way to not be distracted and to not engage in the impulsivity is to remove all of the distractions. Put that phone in another room if we have to. Here's the problem with that. Even when my phone is in another room, it comes up, the notification still shows up on my computer. So there's another level of turning those notifications off that has to happen in order to just not have that pop up. You know, grocery stores, they have chips and candy and gum and all of the things at the checkout stand at children's eye level for a reason. It's those impulsivity buys that they make a ton of money on. Impulsivity is the bane of our existence in many ways. And so, in this particular way, if you have a very high expectancy, a high value, but also a high impulsivity factor, how can you reduce that impulsivity? It's removing the things that distract you. One of the best ways for me to get things done too is to remove myself from the home. Working from home is great. It's got so many benefits, but there's always laundry to be folded. There's always dishes that could go in the dishwasher. There's always a little bit of dust over there that needs to be, there's always something. There's always something. So if I just leave and go to the library or a coffee shop or a co-working space, there's nothing there to do but work. It eliminates those distractions for me. So that's one of the best ways. Turn off every alert, not just for your email, but for all notifications. There, at least on my iPhone, I'm not sure about a Samsung or an Android, but at least on my iPhone, there is the focus mode, and I can turn everything off. But my loved ones and those closest to me know that if they call me a couple times in a row, it'll then ring through. And that's only for like my favorites in my contacts. So there's a way around saying, but yeah, but I need to be available in case my kids need me, or something like that. There's a way around it. Try not to let those excuses, because let's face it, that's what they are, get in the way of you removing those distractions to do what you need to do. So to recap, your motivation or your level of energy that is required to achieve your specific goal equals the amount of expectancy times how badly you want it, how much you expect you can achieve that goal, and how bad do you really, really want it, divided by your level of impulsivity and distractions times the delay. So also, if you have got a year long goal, try to chunk that down into micro goals so that you have a goal not only this quarter, this month, but this week. And then today, what is your intention? What are you going to get done today so that you can meet this week's goals and then also meet this month's goals, this quarter's goals, so that at the end of the year, you can meet your yearly goals. Here's the cool thing about this. If the research says that if you, oops, hold on, I lost my note. If we can do this one simple thing about turning off all your notifications, no visual alerts, no little sounds, everything's off. That one tweak alone can make us 10% more efficient, because not wasting our time on starting and stopping and starting and stopping and getting interrupted. Every time we switch tasks, it leads to this attention residue that we have to like remember where we left off. And that's a whole nother subject, because at the end of the day, if you mark down, write down, journal down where you left off, then the next morning you can pick that up exactly where you don't have to waste time figuring it out. But that's another story. The 10% rule. 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but it really, really is. So if you have 10% more productivity over an entire year, you gain an extra month of productivity. And what wouldn't we give to have that extra month when the third quarter or fourth quarter comes around, which it's upon us here, the fourth quarter, and then don't you feel a little extra crunch time? And then think in that last month, think, boy, if I just had one more month, I could finish a lot of this stuff up. Well, that 10% rule kind of effectively gives you that extra month of time throughout the year. So we can we can get anything done with a whole extra month, right? So let's give it a try. Let me know if you're going to, or if you have turned off all of your notifications, the emails, the text dings, all of them, sounds, banners, turn it all off. And let's see if we can get that 10%. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Go ahead and let me know how it's working for you. I'd love to hear, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.